Is your credit score holding you back from purchasing a home? GC Credit Coaches is a repair company that's made easy. Their goal is to challenge and remove all negative errors that hurt your credit score. On average, GC clients see about 10.2 negative items removed over 4 months. Start improving your credit score today with a simple 2-minute online enrollment for a free consultation and a complete credit audit. GC Credit Coaches offers competitive monthly pricing, no contracts, no hidden fees, and the service stops once you are satisfied. GC Credit Coaches removes inquiries, collections, charge-off bankruptcies, and repossessions. Don't forget to visit gccreditcoaches.com.
Attention contractors, remodelers, and homeowners. Is your renovation becoming a pain in the glass? Here at Glass Vegas, we take care of all of your glass needs. From a broken window to custom shower doors, mirrors, winding closures, storefronts, railings, and much more. We can even help you with new or replacement thermally broken windows. We're a full-service, woman-owned glass company that provides unparalleled workmanship, excellent communication, and great customer service. Glass Vegas. We do glass with class.
Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome live to the LV Home Experts Podcast. This is where we talk about real estate and financing. Seems like my light is a little bit bright here. Let me go ahead and turn that down. Feels like I'm getting a suntan, so hang tight. All right, guys, I am back. All right. So as you can see, I got a beautiful late today. Very special day today. Actually, came back from being off for a couple days, and the reason why, been kind of under the weather. Very congested, very congested. Had to go to the clinic the other day to get some antibiotics. It's finally kicking in. And if you notice, I haven't done a video home tour for a couple days now, which is a little bit depressing. And I've been getting a lot of emails like, hey, where's all the video home tours? Well, that's the reason why. And today we had the opportunity to speak on a panel. So I just wanted to say, thank you to Keller Williams Brinkus for hosting all this, and Dallas and his team for allowing me to speak on this panel. And it had to do with luxury listing. So I just want to give a quick shout out to them. And Dan from Hawaii, one of the biggest luxury agents out in Hawaii, him and his family had given me this lay. So I just want to say thank you. And hopefully we do some future business. It's all about connecting with the right people, right? So especially a lot of my clients are from Hawaii. So if you guys are looking to sell a property in Hawaii, right, we can definitely connect you with the right people. But today is going to be a little bit different. We're going to just be talking about what's going on with the Las Vegas housing market, kind of give you a update. So the video is probably not going to go for like a full hour, but if you guys have any questions, I'm going to answer any questions that you guys may have. But I just want to give a quick shout out to Spicy Noodles, the hardest working man in Las Vegas. I don't feel like I'm the hardest man working in Las Vegas. I feel like my potential is there. I should be able to do more. So, New Hampshire, what's up, baby? What's going on? I don't have my glasses on, so this is a little bit hard, which is I should be putting on my glasses. I'm going to read another question here. Would it be better to have a house with a pool in the backyard or build one? Well, it really depends. If you went out and you built your own pool, right, what does it cost? The cheapest pool right now that you can probably get away with is about $50,000. But rules and regulations out here is 600 square feet, so that's 20 by 30, so that's a pretty decent sized pool. Now, when you start getting, around that 1.2 million and above, one of the things that you should have is already a pool. But as far as like cost effective, the first thing that you need to do is, compare new homes versus resale homes. And you're going to run it based upon the price per square foot. And it's actually a lot cheaper to buy a home with a pool versus putting in your own pool, because you're probably going to lose about 70% of its value on that pool, believe it or not, as soon as you close out on that deal. Now, there are some companies out there that will finance you on the pool as well. So it's just something to think about. So we got somebody moving out here at the end of May. So just want to say welcome to Las Vegas. This is definitely like one of the places that you want to move. There's so many benefits, even though that inflation is running rapid at 6.4%. Also, I believe, talking about that, I believe the feds are going to raise rates by another half of a point. A quarter of a point is just not cutting down inflation, knowing that the target rate for inflation, they want to bring it down to 2%. So the only thing to do here is to raise rates about half of a point to move it a lot quicker. But anyway, I'm just running into a tangent, okay? Also, this gentleman says, I will be there in May. I'll be shopping for a home out there in a few days. Well, George, I know a really good real estate agent that could actually help you out. Now, if you don't have a real estate agent, we definitely would love the opportunity to earn your business. And for some of you guys that are not aware, to hire us, there's actually no charge. Now, there's some companies that will charge a transaction fee, and these transaction fees could be anywhere from like $250 all the way up to $1,500. Now, our company, Simply Vegas, where I hang my license with, we charge, I think, $699 or something like that. I'm sorry, $600. However, if you work with me directly, that's something that you don't have to pay. So your cost is free $99. That's right, free $99. It gets no better than that. So if you trust us, you trust the process, and you like us, and you want to help us win, George, give us a call, because we definitely would love the opportunity to earn your business. How many condos are available for rent? That's actually a very good question, which is some of this data. And I'm going to pull up today so that way you guys can see what's going on, okay? Another thing is that I do want to share with you guys for the standing inventory list for new home builds. And what standing inventory is, right, is basically where, someone had purchased a home or going through the building process and can no longer execute on that promise between the buyer and the builder. So now the builder has a standing inventory that has been spec'd out based upon the likings of the buyer. Or sometimes builders, depending on which builders, like, let me give you an example. Like for Pulte, a lot of their tracks, they do spec building. And what spec building is based upon what they believe that the consumer will want in their home. And they'll go ahead and pre-spec this. And typically, the reason why builders would do the pre-spec is because sometimes people can't wait, 8 to 12 months to build a home. So they already pulled the permits. They already started the process. So that way, now, let's say the home is about 6 to 7 months into the build time. Now you can just come in and within the next, 30, 60 days, and the completion date, and what comes with those items, okay? Now, I do have a list of standing inventory. Now, I don't update the list of standing inventory like every single day. What has to happen is I have to reach on out to the sales manager for each company and request a standing inventory list of what they have, and we have it. So you would have to click on the link in the description, but I'm going to see if I can go ahead and pull up that standing inventory list. So just give me a second here. So that way we can see what's going on. Here we go. Okay. So the standing inventory list, let me show you here on this display. Okay, so here we go. So the first thing that you're going to do is just type in on the search bar, Chakits, CHAKITS.weebly.com. And that's going to just take you to this squeeze page, builder standing inventory list. So here, right, we have access to all the builders, okay? Now, once you send out this email, or I'm sorry, when you send out this list of requests, you're going to get a list of all the builders that have the standing inventory, okay? So you're going to have to put your first name, last name, email address, and your telephone number. You'll go ahead and hit submit, and we'll get you out the information, okay? And basically, this is what the standing inventory basically list looks like. Here, we're going to fast forward this a little bit. So these are homes that are not completed, but are set to be completed, okay? So this just kind of gives you an example, okay? Then when you are interested, then what would happen is we would meet up with the builder, take a look at the options list, and compare the pricing. And you're going to see a significant discount from building it out on your own, okay? Sometimes they may work out, sometimes they won't. So it's a case-by-case basis. In addition to that, we will also look at resale homes as well. Now, on this list here, okay, in addition to that, right down here, the lower section right here, get access to the Las Vegas housing market report. Now, we get a monthly report of what's going on in the Las Vegas housing market. So if you want the full analysis of what's going on, we'll be happy to send out all that information. Now, here's an example of a standing inventory list, all right? So this is just a Toll Brothers updated list. So we have home site number 27, right? The sales price is $774,771. This is a rooftop deck, limited selections on the cabinets. So you still have that option to do the cabinets, the floorings, the countertops, the backsplash, and the surround for the bathroom. Okay, these options may not, or actually these options are not reflected in the sales price. So it could be more. So it's a case-by-case basis, but these are examples of what's currently, right, available for sale, what options that you may have. But keep in mind, the pricing and all this stuff may change. It really just depends. Another thing that I want to share with you, we've also created bank-owned and foreclosures, okay? So let me just show you this real quick as my nose is running, okay? So here's actually our information sheet to get access right now to bank-owned and foreclosure properties. So you're going to go ahead and enter your information. Now, why is this actually important? Go ahead, York. What's up? Oh, you're going to take the phone. Oh, my phone is off. Can you use your phone, York? All right. Sorry about that. We're trying to multitask. But anyway, the bank-owned properties, right? Okay. There's really not too many REOs, which means real estate owned. Okay. However, there are some properties coming up on the market for foreclosures. So if you want that list, just go ahead and fill out your information. We'll shoot you out all the properties that are like currently available. Then at that point, you can make the decision if you want to move forward or not. Talking about foreclosures. Matter of fact, I just submitted an offer for myself on a 16-unit building, right? It was listed for 1.6, and I had asked the seller or the listing agent a few months ago if they would sell it for $1 million. He told me to go and kick rocks. However, last night I looked at the property again, resubmitted an offer for $1 million. Agent came back to me and said, hey, this is probably not going to work, okay? Because the property is going to get foreclosed on here on Friday. But if we do at 1.1 million, we could possibly make it happen. So the question is, should I go ahead and buy the property today at 1.1 million or let it go to foreclosure on Friday and buy it through auction myself and take over the first lien position? Okay? So the banks may want their 1.1 million, or I could possibly, get it lower if it goes through foreclosure because somebody may not buy it. But however, I'm probably going to have to put maybe about $500,000 into this deal. But with the rents, the locations, I could probably do a tremendous add value by the time I'm done and stabilize this property. It should be probably about 2.8 million based upon what's going on in today's market. So that's another project that I'm working on. Deals are out there, so I would highly suggest that you go ahead on clicking the information. All right, I'm going to show this to you guys again. You're just going to go ahead and go to chukits.wiggly.com. You're going to go ahead and click on the bank-owned foreclosure, and you're going to go ahead and put your contact information here. And I kind of give you a brief analysis of what is an REO, so that way you guys have a general idea. We're still building out this page, so this is just something new, just information that I really want to provide to you guys, okay? And I just want to say thank you for all the people that are tuning into the channel right now in the live feed, so I do appreciate that. George says, I most definitely will give you a call before I come on out to set up an appointment. George, I really do appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. That means a lot to me. Okay. Is it better to carry some kind of mortgage or use a HELOC for the future plans or all cash? That's actually a very good question that Tim has. Well, the way to do this is take a look at your financial, situation, right? And, you got to look at this as a whole. And the best way to describe this is that it's very simple. Do the math. The math never lies. It's very simple. So let's say I have a property, right? And I'm just going to give you my example. I have a property right now. Let's say loan balance is I think 160. I'm at 3.2%. Okay. Let's say if I get a HELOC right now for, let me get my pen and paper out so that way we can kind of do the math together. Let's say if I get a HELOC, okay, because I want to take a property out. Now, what is a HELOC? Basically, you're allowed to go to the bank, right? And if you have equity in your home, you're allowed to pull money out against your home. So the benefit of this is that with the HELOC, right, you can actually not pay the taxes on it, which is great. So you're pulling money out of your property without paying taxes, and you're not doing traditional refinance. And if you did, then that means if you had a 3.2% loan, you're not refinancing, cashing out. Now I'm at 7%, and that would change the game. So number one, I definitely would consider a HELOC, but you got to take a look at the rates on a HELOC. So let's say I need $100,000, right, to leverage out my investment property. So at $100,000, right, on a HELOC, let's just say, I'm just throwing this out there, HELOC is 4%, okay? So what is 4% of $100,000? That's $4,000, right? So I'm basically paying $4,000, and I'm just making this very simple. So to borrow $100,000, I'm paying $4,000. That's pretty good, especially rates right now being at, hovering around 7%, right? Because now I'm leveraging out other people's money to make money. However, if you take out a HELOC, you better make sure that whatever you are purchasing, your return is going to be a lot higher than a HELOC, right? Because again, the math never lies. So it really depends now, the property that you are buying, right, with this $100,000 cash, are you buying this home at $100,000? If it's at $200,000, that means you got to go get financed now, right, for a down payment. But now you're probably going to pay on a $200,000 home. You put down $100,000, you're making a 4% payment on your HELOC, but then you're going to go get a traditional loan, which is probably like 7.25%, right, for an investment property, right? If you did that because you're borrowing another $100,000, right, because you're leveraging it out, now you're paying about let's say 7.5%. So now you need to make sure that HELOC, the interest rate with the HELOC and the interest rate on your new loan for your secondary home or your investment property, right, is the cash flow more than your payment? If it is, that's a positive thing. But just because your investment property is producing more money than your mortgage and your HELOC is going to be, now we need to figure out that rate of return. Because you could only be making additional 2% on top of it, which is good money, but are you finding the right deal? So that's what you need to take a look at. Now, let's just say another scenario. If you had $100,000 cash, right, is it better to pay cash or is it better to finance a deal? Well, if rates are at 7.25, 7.5 on an investment property, you better make sure that you are making more money on the rentals, right? You're yielding more than your interest rate. So if it's 7.25, 7.5, you better at least make 8.5 points, right, with your rate of return. But just because you're making money, is that a good deal? Probably not. But you do get tax incentives as well, so that kind of helps. But it's all about maximizing the rate of your return. So it really depends how you want to play the game. And that's what money is, right? When it comes to investing, it's really a game. And like I said, the math never lies. It tells you the truth. And all you're doing is leveraging out your money to go make more money. And that is the name of the game. But you can never lose track or never lose focus. Sometimes we fall off a track because we want to buy things that we shouldn't. Right? Let me give you an example. I'm thinking about buying a Lamborghini, which is about $350,000. I could pay for it all cash, but should I be paying all cash or should I stack up the money? Because I feel that based upon what's going on, right? And this is just me speculating. I don't know. I'm going to wait till the third quarter. I'm going to see what's going to happen. Because unemployment numbers, right, are a lagging indicator. So when unemployment numbers come out, those are not the true numbers. Because if you always go back and look at the past, those numbers are a lot higher. But by raising rates, which is the feds are forced to raise rates, you're going to see unemployment go higher. Okay? So these are things that I'm currently looking at. So I'm definitely selling some properties. I'm going to go cash heavy. And I'm going to see what's going on. However, if I run across a good deal, I will pull the trigger. So a wholesaler had hit me up yesterday. Excuse me. And there was a property, a townhome, 2 bedrooms, 1,000 square feet, 2 bathrooms, 2-car garage, has a little backyard. It was cute. After repair values, $260,000. Things are selling at that price point, but I would sell it at $250,000. The home is, probably needs about $20,000 worth of work. They were asking $186,000 for it. By the time it's done with all the fees and all the negotiating, based upon customary practice, I'll probably only make like $20,000, right? But now the question is it really worth my time? And the answer for me is probably, no, it's not. It's not worth my time. So I resubmitted an offer for, I think, $172,000. If I'm at $172,000, that's a home run hit for me, okay? Some investors will pick this thing up like right away because this is what they do for a living. That's not what I do for a living, right? It's nice to make that extra money. However, how much time and effort is it going to take? Because my main business is buying and selling real estate for my clients, okay? So my point here is that real estate is a game. But what I want to do is I want to take a quick commercial break, okay? Here we go.
Hi Chakits, I have been following you and watching your YouTube channel for years.
I have decided to finally relocate to Las Vegas and want to start a new chapter in my life. I know you're the perfect realtor to help guide me to find my next dream home. I am looking for a modern kitchen, large backyard with a pool and a golf course community.
My name is Chakits Krulsawat with Simply Vegas, a licensed real estate agent out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I help buyers like this all the time, so if you're looking for a licensed professional, give us a call at 702-319-1092 or visit lvhomeexperts.com. Buying a home starts here. Does your house look like and have you been considering remodeling your home for some time now? Well, if you love real estate like I do and appreciate the attention to detail in the craftsmanship required to build a remodel or a gorgeous home, then I got the perfect company for you. Guys, I highly recommend Design Zone Remodeling. They are a stellar company that would turn your outdated home into your own personal sanctuary. They specialize in bathroom remodels, kitchen remodels, and full house remodels. Design Zone Remodeling has a reputation for excellent workmanship, competitive fees, and being able to offer a wide range of services and deliver the outstanding results to their clients. I use Design Zone Remodeling on my personal properties. Give Design Zone Remodeling a call today at 725-223-0871 or visit their website at designzoneremodeling.com to request a free consultation today.
All right, I am back for the second half. If this is your first time tuning into this channel, my name's Chakits Krulsawat with Simply Vegas, licensed real estate agent out here in Las Vegas, Nevada, serving the greater Las Vegas. Also the host of the LV Home Experts podcast. That's right. See, I'm trying to hype you guys up. All right, so let's get right back into this. So one of the questions that somebody has, okay, it says, if you are a single person, is it better to rent or own a condo or a townhome? My credit is good and I have about $10,000 saved. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is find out what your goals are. Is your goal to buy an investment property? Are you trying to create a real estate portfolio? Or you just want to get into a home? Now, let's just pretend that you want to start by getting a home to live in, but also want to invest in a home. So with $10,000, unfortunately, that's not enough money. And also, you are sitting in a great position. Now, what I mean by that is this. The way that the market is going, we have no clue what the hell is about to happen. So if I was in your situation, if I can go back, all right, single dude, had 10 G's, I would keep stacking your chips on the sideline. Because eventually what's going to happen is we're going to be coming into a deflationary period. And this is when you're going to pull the trigger. But then when you do pull the trigger, right, depending on how much cash you have, if you can utilize a conventional loan at 3% down or an FHA 3.5% down, right, according to conforming guidelines, Freddie and Fannie allows you to get a single-family residence. What is a single-family residence? If we take a look at their guidelines, that consists of detached homes, right? Condos, townhomes, duplexes, triplexes, and a fourplex. This is what I would do. And I have helped many young entrepreneurs just like this. And they are so far ahead of the game, which is sometimes I get so jealous. But hey, that's what it is. The first thing I would do is leverage out the low down payment, 3% or 3.5%, and start looking at fourplexes, right? Once the market goes down, obtain the loan. You have cash stacked, right? When it becomes a buyer's market, you get into a fourplex. You ask the seller to pay for your 3 to 4% towards closing costs. You live in one unit, and you rent out you rent out the other 3 units. And that's what we call house hacking, right? You season that for a while. You start to collect your chips, collect your money. Then at that point, you go find out the home that you really want to move into. Use that money for a down payment. Move into the home that you want. Rent out the 4th unit. Now you have a multifamily unit that's paying for the property that you're living in. That's right. That's what I would do. I would start from there and create your real estate portfolio. Now, if you're just looking to get into something, right? Condos or just a townhome, you want to move into something, right? Let's talk about rent or own. Right now, I would probably just rent to see what's going on, okay? But then you also want to run the numbers as far as the area for the condo that you want to rent or purchase. If you did an analysis on it for a 2-bedroom condo versus buying one, just see exactly how much it would cost you. And that would answer your question. If it's cheaper to rent, go ahead and rent. If it's cheaper to buy, then the next thing you need to look at is how long are you going to stay in that property? If you're planning on staying there only for like 12 months to 2 years, then the answer is probably no, because you don't know where this market is going. Okay? That's one thing that you guys are going to get about me is I'm always just going to tell you how it is. But hopefully one day when you are ready to purchase a home, you will be purchasing a home through me. Okay? Somebody says buy through the auction, which is I think I'm going to wait till the auction, but I'm going to have to contact a buddy of mine. He specializes in purchasing properties at the auction. I know how the process works. I've gone to a few auctions, but I have never executed anything through an auction. But like I said, I have multiple friends that do this for a living. Still trying to buy an investment property at the Palms place for $300. Man, I don't know if the rate of returns makes sense at the Palms place, but DJ, you better be hitting me up, man. Like seriously. I know we've done business before, DJ, with my man Joey. I think you can find better returns other than the Palms. The only plus at the Palms is if you got friends and family that are visiting, especially like from Hawaii, you just put them up at the Palms. So that's like one of the cool things. Now, there's not too many co-op high-rises out here. Okay. What if you buy a house for, let's say, $500,000? You pay it off quickly as possible, and then take out the HELOC, right, for the full value of that house and buy a secondary house right out. Now, here's the thing. If you're doing a HELOC does not allow you to take out 100% of that. So that's just something that you need to be aware of. They're going to check the value. You'll probably get up to like maybe like 40%, but those things can change. But check out the terms and check out the interest rates, right? In today's market, I would never buy a home cash, like a primary residence, right? It would always have to be a secondary home. So normally what I would do is buy the home that I want, but then the second home, I would pay cash for it as an investment property, get the rents to make sure the rents actually cover my mortgage. So now I'm doing the house hacking at this point, right? Then from there, then I would go ahead and once interest rates are lower, then I'll cash out and I'll do the refinancing, right? Which is like the BRRRR strategy, okay? Take out some of the money, but I don't take as much out. I just take enough out to the point where it still covers my mortgage, okay? Then I have some more money to go play with because I would rather lock in at 3.2% on a 30-year fix, right? Versus on a HELOC that's at, 4 or 5%, okay? Which is it's very hard to do nowadays. But, you still can pull these type of deals off, And at the end of the day, I would rather take $100,000 and utilize that and leverage out 5 properties versus taking $100,000 and only buying 1 property. Because if you have 1 property, that property goes vacant. Now it's a 100% unoccupied. Then you're going to run into problems. But if you leverage out $100,000, right, and you were able to buy 5 properties, if 1 property goes vacant, that's only a 20% vacancy. So these are the things that you have to think about. However, it's not easy, right? You really have to be an active investor. And that's one of the problems I had was by owning I think it was 7, maybe 6 or 7, maybe 8 properties. I don't even remember at this point because I'm starting to liquidate a lot of these things. It's very hard to manage, right? I was late on, the sewage bill and all that stuff. And I'm like, dude, I could have swore I paid it. It gets a little bit confusing sometimes, and I'm very organized with my bills, so I don't understand what the hell is going on. But anyway, it's just better to take a look at your portfolio, and that's what I did. I looked at the portfolio, and the average portfolio that I was managing on my properties overall was yielding about almost 9%, right? Some of them were 24%, some of them were 12%, some of them were 6%. But with everything said and do whatever, after calculating everything, I think we were making just a little bit over 8%, which is fine. But sometimes you got to take a look at these portfolios and say, hey, you know what? The only way to make some real money is to really reposition. And eventually you're going to run across that, right? And if you guys need help and you guys have a real estate portfolio, we can run the analysis and run the numbers together. I literally had a client over here that he had about 1.1 million thinking about doing 1031 exchange. But it's like, hey, what do you do with that money? But based upon like what's going on right now in the market, you know, cap rates right now are about like 6, 5, and 4%, depending on, you know, the areas and stuff. But we can get you about a 6% return. But like after with, you know, all the fees and all that stuff, you're really only making about a 4% return with a, you know, I think a 10-year treasury bond right now. I think they're at like a 5%. But the problem is that you're locking up your treasury bond now for like, you know, so many years. And that's the downfall with these things. So you got to kind of like do the math and see what makes sense. So the whole goal when it comes to real estate investing, it's you want to leverage out your money. You want to maximize the rate of return and how fast that money's coming back in, but then you also want to deploy it back out into the marketplace. So it's like a constant game that you have to play, right? It's smart money, which is, it doesn't take a rocket science, man. Dude, I'm just your average guy. And all I'm saying is that if I could do it, I know you guys can do it, right? And I know that this probably sounds like very complex, but it's just math. It's very simple. And if you guys need help, you guys want to set up a consultation, just reach on out to us. Let's set up an appointment. We've got the chalkboard right here. We literally break it all down. I'll show you step by step. Hey, the math never lies. It's very simple, right? All right, what else do we have here? Buy now or wait until the end of the year. Think it's too risky with all the bank bailouts? Now, I'm not too worried about the bank bailouts. I do have a portfolio that is pretty much diversified. A lot of stuff is heavy into real estate. However, I'm pulling my money out. But I really feel, based upon my analysis, that I'm going to go heavy on cash, right? Because I feel like cash will be king, even though that I'm losing about $60,000 a year in purchasing power. Actually, $120,000 in purchasing power. But I mean, sometimes you gotta gamble, you gotta play the game. But like I said, as I mentioned earlier, that you find a deal, you pull the trigger, right? You sell, you do the same thing. So basically, that's all I'm doing. Now, I do have precious metals too as well, because I'm like one of those gold bugs, right? Now, gold is not a investment, right? It's just a hedge against inflation. That's a whole nother topic, okay? Let me see what other questions I have. When do you plan on pulling a trigger on that custom home? Spicy noodles. Well, here's the thing. Right now, that's not really on my mind, even though I did look at one the other day. That was at 1.2 million, and I knew it was a good deal. And I sent it over to my wife, Jessica, and she's like, yo, this is a great deal. I'm like, yeah, let's write an offer. But by the time we were going to write an offer on it, and I knew the agent had made a mistake, and I was like, this is an unreal price. Basically, they had relisted the property again for $2.125 million. So I knew it was a mistake, but if that was the true price, I would have just bought it, right? Now, as far as for like custom homes, like, I'm probably not going to buy a custom home right now, okay? I do have an option to partner up with a builder out here to build a custom home, to resell a custom home, but I probably don't want to deploy my money in that sector right now. My game plan is to really stay on focus and to live out my dream and buy that, 20 unit, 40 unit building, right? Because, I want to make $20,000 a month in passive income, right? Because that's the goal. Because once you start making passive income, you can breathe a little bit, right? So that's the end goal for right now. Then from there, if I want to reposition and build a custom home and, make a payment of, $15,000 or $10,000 a month on a $3 million home, I'll be happy to do that because now we have passive income, right? So that's how you play this game, right? To get the home that you want. Excuse me. My throat's a little bit dry, so I do apologize. It is getting a little bit hot in here. And I just want to say for all the love and support that you guys have been sending on out, showing the love by, liking and subscribing. All you guys on this feed right now, you guys are all true supporters. So I just want to say thank you. And I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. Look at this. My boy, Chance. He's like, I'm hype. Hey, you know what? I'm going to talk about Chance real quick. This dude is a killer. Okay? So if you guys ever get a call from one of my partners, Chance, right? Very nice guy. And I want to see him win, right? So if you guys ever get a call from him, he is on the team. That's another thing. If you guys get a call from anybody from Simply Vegas, right? If you ask them, hey, you work with Chakits, they may say yes. But understand that we're all competitors in here. One of the questions that you need to ask, do you physically work for Chakits? Are you on his team? That's what I want you to ask, okay? That's important. Because every agent that works on the team, they're all go-getters, right? We all learn from each other, okay? What else do we have? Okay, so I will keep, okay. So I will keep stacking. That's right, you need to keep stacking. I will contact you when I move out there in May. Cool. Don't forget to reach on out to me because we're definitely going to help you out. I'm going to rent for now until everything goes down. Okay. Now, here's one thing I just do want to share. I don't know if the market is going to go down. I'm just speculating, and based upon my analysis and the things that I look at, that's what I believe. Okay. I want to stay in a rental for like 2 years. I probably wouldn't want to rent a property for 2 years. You probably just want to go for 1 year and reevaluate what's going on with the market. And if you're starting to see a downslide, then go month to month. That's what I would do. That $2 billion lottery winner just bought a mansion in the Hollywood Hills. He should have bought in Vegas. You know what? And you know what? He should have bought for me too as well. That would have been great. Okay. What happens when you sign a contract for a new home and as the home is near completion and the lender research the value and the value is now less? That's actually a very good question. Running at an altitude. So on a brand new home, right? I think about on the third page, it says the appraisal contingencies. Basically, you don't really have any contingencies. On that contract, it really states that if the home doesn't appraise, right, you're going to forfeit the remaining balance. So if you bought a home for $500,000, you go under contract, it appraises for $450,000. The bank will only allow you to borrow up to $450,000. Okay, that means you got to come out of pocket, your closing costs, and your down payment for the $450,000, whatever that was negotiated at that time. The remaining balance, you're coming out of pocket. So how do we avoid this situation? Well, the first thing that you should do is really work with an agent that understands new home sales, right? Understand the process. And you should be running the comps, right? And whatever the comps are at that time, you need to have a budget when you are going through the process of the design studio and the build out. This is where a professional will help you say, hey, man, you're going over budget. Now we are in risk of paying over. Now, another thing, based upon what's going on in the last 6 months, home pricing have dropped dramatically, which that could affect it, right? Because now some of these appraisers are being more conservative. And if that is the case, you need to go back to the builder and say, hey, we got to do a price reduction. They could say no, but it also depending on how much you have into the deal. So let me just explain this to you. If you only have less than like 10 grand in escrow and it drops like $50,000, the chances of a builder reducing the price is very high because they know they're not going to sell it to nobody else for more money. But this is what would happen. If the home, the sale price was at $500,000, now it appraises at $450,000. but you have, let's say, $30,000 into the deal. The delta between it, the negative, is $20,000. So here's the thing, working with their lender, the downfall is they know exactly how much money you got in cash. So they're going to come to you to renegotiate. But you need to stand firm, stating that, hey, I'm willing to lose this deal. But also the downside is that the builder knows that you have money, extra money, but that delta is $20,000, right? So what they would do is take your $30,000 of EMD. You lose out on the home. Now they could reduce the price of that build, right? Because of the spread. And now they can give a discounted price to somebody else. Because when you go into contract, and believe it or not, these lot premiums, tells you right on there, we make this shit up. Okay? The lot premium is based upon what we think we want to sell you the property for. And lot premiums are negotiable. So keep that in mind, folks. So there's so many variables with this, okay? Another thing that you can do if you are on a tight budget, and I have some agents on our team that has done this, and I think this is such a brilliant idea. When you're going under contract, put on our contract, and believe it or not, you can negotiate deals, right? You tell the builder, hey, look, if the home does not appraise, the builder agrees to reduce the price, or if the builder decides to drop the base price, right, you're going to reduce it. Now, I've done this time and time and time again. And look, I'm sharing the tips and the tricks with you guys, see? So hopefully, we're able to earn your business some way, somehow. And if not, as long as you guys are learning something from here, that is the main key point here, okay? It's all about providing information and content, okay? Let's see. So, I can't even say this. Hypothetically speaking, if I was planning to move across country, is it possible to use a current job to get approved for a home loan? Either I wouldn't have the same job upon moving. You know what? That's actually a good question. So basically what this gentleman is saying is, look, I have a job. Let's say he lives in the East Coast. He has a job out there. And he is planning on buying a home out here, okay? First of all, it really depends on the guidelines, because here is the issue that you run into, okay? If your job is remote, where you work from home, and you can get a letter from Human Resources saying that you can work remote, you don't have a problem, because now your rates, right, because it's going to be a primary residence, is going to be better, and based upon the guidelines. Now, if you have a stabilized job there, you're making $200,000 here, but $200,000 there, but you want to buy a home out here, but they know your job is back there and you physically have to work, you're not going to get the best rates here. So now it's going to be considered as a secondary home. Your interest rates are a little bit higher. But now if you have a job that you are transferring out here, then you can say, hey, this is going to be my this is going to be my primary location. You get a letter from Human Resources. Okay. The other downfall is if you were making $200,000 there and you're working somewhere physically, right? Now your down payment is going to be more, because on your secondary, you may have to put down 10% or even 20% versus putting down 3% as a primary. So it's a case by case basis. That's why we have to kind of really take a look at everything, right? That's why a lot of people will call, run their scenario, and we give them options on what we could actually do, or what you guys could actually do. So hopefully that answers your question. Now, the scenario is that you could be making $200,000 in the East Coast, but then you decide that you're going to relocate here with a different job. You better make sure that job is lined up and you're also in the same industry. And that job that you're going to be doing makes just as amount that you're making back on the East Coast or even more. Because you can get approved right now for that $200,000, but you moved out here, you got your second job, but now you're only making $50,000, and that approval letter that you had at $200,000 no longer exists, right? Because you're approved for $800, now you're only approved for $400. That changes up the game. So there's so many variables, and also the type of loan that you have. So right now I'm working with a client right now. She lives out in Hawaii. Husband is a veteran, right? He still works out there. How do we transition him out here? Well, based upon the certain guidelines that we take a look at, the VA, he's going to come out here and buy an $800,000 home, but he's not going to occupy the property within the 90 days. However, his spouse will. See, there's always a way, right? I never take no for an answer. It really comes down to solving people's problems. And that's what we want to do for you guys today, is really help in solving the problems. That's why we are doing the Q&A. Now, let's see another question we have here. Do you guys feel like this is good content? If you guys feel like this is great content and this is valuable, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. Show that to us in the comments, please. I would really appreciate that. You can only use that income if you are transferring to wherever you're moving to, okay? Otherwise, you'll need to secure an official offer on a new job, and you'll need to start that job. Correct. However, just because you start that new job doesn't mean you can buy a home right away, right? Depending on the field, right? Also, you don't want to have a time gap. Let's say if you moved out here, you got all this money, you no longer have a job. You're going to have to season that job for so many days. So you also need to check the guidelines. That's right. Hey, thanks for the thumbs up, guys. I really do appreciate the love and the support. Okay. I also wanted to join your class and be a real estate agent and learn everything. Okay, so here's the thing. If you are a brand new agent, there's a couple things that we are actually working on. And I think it's about that time to share this, because I'm just to the point of my career now that all the things I used to do, I used to kind of like hold it. You know, I didn't want to share it with anybody. But as I'm getting older, I just feel like, you know what? I'm in a good place. And it's like the more you give, the more you receive, believe it or not. I'm going to tell you this. There's times where I'm like feeling down, things are not moving. And I don't tell nobody this, but I want to tell you guys this because we're family. When I feel like things are not moving, I bless people, okay? And every time I bless somebody, I don't know what it is. The universe comes back and says, boom, you got another deal. Boom, you got another deal. And it brings me back. So that being said, I am on the 9th chapter. I'm actually writing a book. I don't have a title for the book yet, but basically this is a book that I'm actually writing on how to actually build unlimited leads through social media, right? And I'm talking about like a lifetime full of leads, like how to earn money, how to partner, how to do sponsorship. So we're currently on the 9th chapter right now. So I put a lot of time and effort into this. So this is going to be a self-publishing book. So hopefully, you know, you guys, you know, purchase this. And yeah. Another thing that we are working on is the 6-figure agent. So if you guys are like a brand new agent and you want to get started in real estate, you're an introvert, you have no money, right? How to get started, where to go, right? How to find the right brokerage, how to actually start getting business for free, all right? Because when I first started, I didn't know anybody. I was like so shy to talk to people, right? A lot of you guys right now on camera, you're like, oh, well, he could talk. He's really good. Dude, I'm not a talker. But for some apparent reason, behind the camera, I could just talk. Probably because at the end of the day, I don't see nobody. But you got to step out of your shell, right? So I literally break everything down on 6-figure agent. And it's a course that we are about to launch, okay? We're halfway done. And we're going to do a pre-sale here shortly. I still got to work out like the kinks and the landing page and all that. But we're going to start off at $95. That's right. Only $95. And this is the value at $495. Okay? But I will let you know when we're going to launch that. And also the book too as well. I think we got probably another 4 more chapters and that's it. I'm done. Because this is a long process for me. Okay? And right now we have the Real Tour Academy, over 10 hours of how to do video home tours through social media, how to market yourself and brand yourself, right? The analytics on, YouTube, how to do partnerships, sponsorships. If you're not even a real estate agent, how do you take this platform, right? How do you team up with a real estate agent where you can actually make a commission? You're not even a real estate agent. How to get sponsorships, how to get monetized. That's right. And the agents that are on the team, especially Chance right here, all right, with the peace sign. Dude, you know what? He's following it. Called me up. He's like, yo, bro, I got my first call. I was like, I told you it works. This is how you got to play the game. Also, we are looking to hire more real estate agents too as well. So, hey, go get your license. Let's sit down. Let me help you. And let me walk you through the process, okay? So we're about to finish up here. I didn't think I was going to take this long. And I wanted to do the market analysis. But unfortunately, I can't do the market analysis because I'm just rambling on. I just feel like just so hyped today where I just keep talking. You know how you just get that good vibe? You know what I mean? Somebody says, oh, love the podcast, man. But feels like this Q&A session is on another level, man. Hey, you know what? That's the whole idea. Now, understand, this stuff ain't easy. Like, it's a lot easier when you have a guest on the show because you can kind of control the dynamic and pass the ball back and forth. But when you're by yourself, bro, it's this right here. Bang, right? I don't want to say quick sponsors to Bang, but we had a deal, but I didn't fall through the deal. But anyway, that's a whole nother topic. Once you bless and you give, you will receive blessings in return. That is so freaking true, man. Yes. All right, guys. At the end of the day, if you guys find that this content is very valuable, please share it with all your friends and family. Look, I'm not, asking for your business. I'm looking to earn your business. That's right. So until next week, Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we do have a special guest coming on. Her name is Kat. She is a lender out here. And that's another thing. If you guys are an agent out here, you guys want to do some collaborations on like some videos and stuff like that, I would definitely love to plug in your social media platform because we all need to work together and share the content and provide information, valuable information to all the viewers out there, okay? A lot of these luxury agents are starting to get that now. So just want to give kudos to all the people we have been partnering up with and with all our sponsors too as well. Big shout outs. All right. And also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Please tell all your friends and family. Other than that, until next time, guys, I love you guys. Peace.
Does your house look like and have you been considering remodeling your home for some time now? Well, if you love real estate like I do and appreciate the attention to detail in the craftsmanship required to build a remodel or a gorgeous home, then I got the perfect company for you. Guys, I highly recommend Design Zone Remodeling. They are a stellar company that will turn your outdated home into your own personal sanctuary. They specialize in bathroom remodels, kitchen remodels, and full house remodels. Design Zone Remodeling has a reputation for excellent workmanship, competitive fees, and being able to offer a wide range of services and deliver the outstanding results to their clients. I use Design Zone Remodeling on my personal properties. Give Design Zone Remodeling a call today at 725-223-0871 or visit their website at designzoneremodeling.com to request a free consultation today. Is your credit score holding you back from purchasing a home? GC Credit Coaches is a repair company that's made easy. Their goal is to challenge and remove all negative errors that hurt your credit score. On average, GC clients see about 10.2 negative items removed over 4 months. Start improving your credit score today with a simple 2-minute online enrollment for a free consultation and a complete credit audit. GC Credit Coaches offers competitive monthly pricing, no contracts, no hidden fees, and the service stops once you are satisfied. GC Credit Coaches removes inquiries, collections, charge-off bankruptcies, and repossessions. Don't forget to visit gccreditcoaches.com.